we are very excited to work in MicroStrategy, and I'm basically going to talk you through our journey with MicroStrategy. But let me first talk a little bit about our business. So we are in the general insurance business. That's the segment I'm working in. It's the biggest one of our company. Then we have a life insurance business. And then we have specialized personal line business that mainly operates in the US. So insurance is all about defining, finding risk, and then insuring those risks that in case if something happens, a claim, you are protected against financial losses. Some of our key financials, so we are a roughly $30 billion business. That's our GWP, gross written premium. We are supposed to turn out of this income, of this turnover, about $2.83 billion in business operating profit. Then the number combined ratio, what you see here, that's basically from every dollar earned, that's about how much we spend. And if the number percentage goes above 100, very bad news, right? Because it means we are losing money. So I'm going to talk about the claims function, which is about the whole process about claim settlement. So when an accident happens, when the loss happens, it's kind of where people approach us. So we have payments per annum of about $20 billion. So quite significant spending. And later on, you're going to see what we do here in business intelligence. It's really about making better control and sense of our big spendings. On top of these spendings, we have reserves. As you can see here, even a much bigger number. That's for potential losses and losses we haven't settled at this point in time. We are roughly 9,000 people globally, represented in 170 countries worldwide. So let's now talk about data. And I think this is all about data. So first of all, our business has recognized a few years ago the importance of data. And why is that so? So operating in a global environment is extremely important that you have data. It's so huge that you can't really control it intuitively, so you need data to support decision making. Now, just this year, we formed a new strategy, and one key and core element is about learn and improve. Why? In these days, markets are very competitive, very challenging, and it's very hard to make great money unless you are able to be very smart around how you can identify your improvement opportunities. And again, how you can do that? You need smart people, yes, but you need data. Data to make meaningful insight. And learning and improving is really about understanding our customers, understanding the risk profile of those customers, and really being able to do the right risk selection at the right price. That at the end of the day, we're going to see profit margins. But that doesn't come on its own, so we need to do investments. And one piece of investments is investments in technologies like MicroStrategy. That's on the front end, and on the back end, of course, you need the IT infrastructure to make that happen, and a lot of resources supporting this implementation globally. How would it help? Very simple question. It's really about looking at the value chain of our business. It's about the opportunity to have the right price, have the right risk selection, have the most effective and efficient claim settlement, reserving. That's what it is. And for that one, you need data, you need insight, you need to be able to turn raw data, massive raw data, in meaningful, actionable inputs for decision making. Oops. Now, let me talk about my particular BI strategy. So we have 3 axes. So the first one is about data intelligence. That's really getting smart around data. And you see it's from hindsight to insight to foresight. And the most beautiful, of course, is predicting what's going to happen in the future. But this is a journey. This doesn't come on its own. Therefore, a new axis, the y-axis, is about people. So we spend a great deal of investing in people that they become from amateurs, semi-professionals, and then analytical professionals. It goes together. You can't do without the other. You need great technology, x-axis. You need great people, y-axis. And you need this great technology, MicroStrategy, that really interacts at the front end. And it's like Marcus, like in marketing. That's the moment of truth. And it was, for me, extremely important to get the best possible technology in place for the moment of truth. Because everyone is very human when it comes to reports, Typically, controllers produce big spreadsheets, and guess what happens to executive management? They're falling asleep. So you need to have a tool that excites them. And just one quote from the CEO from the UK. These guys were very skeptical. Sorry. But when he saw his business implemented, his claims business implemented on a visual insight, he was saying, wow, this is fantastic. Wow, this is fantastic. And this is this wow effect that really helps to release money, it helps to release people to continually improve the success. And that's the outcome of what you're doing. The last axis is about the effectiveness of performance management. Being able to identify the underlying business performance, understanding the customers, doing the right risk selection. That's about effectiveness. And you see, we're moving there from an ineffective environment to an effective environment. And if you're going to combine this with predictive modeling, we are even able to move to get without great people into the highly effective environment. And that's a strategy. And MicroStrategy is our enabler on the technology side at the moment of truth to make this happen. This is the journey. We are now in year 4. And I need another 2 years. This is reality. If I have told my boss, when I asked for the first investment in 2011, my dear boss, it's going to take 6 years. Guess what would have happened? He said, Martin, there is the door. You may leave. It's a reality, and you remember I said, learn and improve. In the meantime, recognize as a part of our strategy. It's about the journey. So we started back in 2011, very simplistically defining data elements, metrics, key performance indicator. We spent about 9 months. We did some pilots, and in 2012, there was a conclusion, as I told you before, we needed to go for a great front-end tool to really excite management, to create a wow factor. And we have done an evaluation process. MicroStrategy actually came in as the latest one, but was the winner. The last one will be the first ones. So that was the selection, as you can see, the red bar, where we engaged with MicroStrategy. Why would we do that? I was totally convinced that we had to go with a technology vendor that purely focuses on front-end analytics. That's my focus. As you have seen yesterday, the 4 core elements. I really like that, yeah? You focus, you achieve best possible technology in one particular field. And that holds true. In last year, in 2013, we have continually built on our rollouts. So we rolled out to 39 countries globally. Only one is outstanding. And we rolled out Visual Insight. Visual Insight is one of our core applications on a desktop. And why? I said also this morning, it's about business intelligence self-service. Extremely important because we want to enable people to drive the performance process, to better understand the customers, to really learn about analytics for decision making. So it must be at the point of transaction in the business units. And this technology is very cost efficient, very great, very meaningful and easy to handle. So one part. The second part is about mobile dashboards. Again, that's for us where we build in most of our analytical capabilities, highly sophisticated, but when it comes to the interaction with management, very intuitive, very compelling story, very much dynamic. And that excites people because they start to understand the business much better. It's not anymore the big spreadsheets. It's this tiny iPad and even a smartphone, right? The journey is going on, so we are in the process of evaluating new backends, so empowering much more front ends through smart in-memory technologies. Decision should be ready by the end of the month. Moving then on with further investments on rolling out IT applications on iPads and further improving visual insight globally. We are also starting to investigate cloud services. Why would you do that? So it's much more flexible, much more faster, and for us, very professionally managed. Because we want to further ramp up the capability in terms of apps out there, so they need to support, and we need to move to a 24 hours, 5 days a week support model to support all the countries globally. So a great journey, another couple of years till we have a very great maturity level with this piece of technology. Now I would like to tell you great experience. So what you see here, it's a real app. So we have started with prototyping, and the Visual Insight tool is a great opportunity to do prototyping, rapid prototyping. So we have done this, and then we turned it into an app. This is a very rich app that also responds to solvency requirements, so the regulatory requirements with this application what we built in. And guess what? We built this application in just remarkable 5 weeks. And I had already committed to present to the European CEOs these applications when we not even started. And why were we able to do that? It's about great people through MicroStrategy combined with my business people working agile, applying Scrum in one room and making this happen with a great piece of technology that equals in a great piece of outcome what we have achieved here in just 5 weeks. And with that, I would like to hand back to you.